Let's bring in attorney Richard Roth, founder of the Roth law firm, and Lauren Claffey, a Republican strategist. She joins us from Washington. Richard, Lindsey Graham has said that both President Trump's cancellation of Pelosi's trip and Pelosi's suspending the State of the Union until the government shutdown is over is sophomoric. Would you agree?
I think every time Trump does something like this, Lindsey Graham says, oh, God, here we go again. And so they're defending someone who is not defendable. And Lindsey Graham, every single Republican member of the Senate, is sitting there with their jaw down, astonished that Trump does something else. And I guess it becomes the norm. If the craziness becomes the norm, then Lindsey Graham will just say what he has to say. So it's just unbelievable that Nancy Pelosi is going to NATO to try to meet with NATO officials, and yet Trump cancels her plane as her bags are packed?
I mean, she can take a commercial
How childish
flight.
Is that? Yeah, he said, you can take a commercial flight to Afghanistan. It's just childish. It's child's play.
Lauren, what do you think about Trump's response to Pelosi? Is it a patty move or is it a brilliant political move?
Listen, he's fighting fire with fire. I mean, I agree. I think this entire fight is sophomoric and idiotic. And I mean, there's greater things at stake. We need to get the government back up and running as quickly as possible. And Nancy and Donald are both playing these games with each other that are political in nature, and they're ridiculous. But it's also ridiculous to blame this squarely on Trump and say that his response was somehow the only bad item in this, back and forth and tit for tat between the two of them. They're both acting childish. They need to understand that there's greater things at stake here. And these federal workers that are not receiving paychecks, including the Coast Guard, who they're defending our country every single day, and it's ridiculous that they keep going back and forth with this. But I take great offense to the fact that this would just be one-sided. I think both parties are at fault.
Well, Lauren, I want to interrupt just for a sec because, look, Nancy Pelosi, she was supposed to visit U.S. troops, and Donald Trump visited U.S. troops in Iraq after the government shutdown began. So was he wasting taxpayers' money and putting the military in a difficult position during a shutdown when he went?
So I worked in Congress for a good bit, and these codels that they go on, there is a certain degree of congressional oversight that does happen, and it's great that our members of Congress do go out and they visit with our overseas troops and say their thanks and other items. And meet with our partners and allies. But to the greatest degree, they are over there to take a vacation. They are over there to get away. It's always during recess, and they say that it's for oversight. And I've been on a couple of these trips, and it ends up being more play than work. And so the president going over there as the commander-in-chief and talking to the troops, I do put in a different category from Speaker Pelosi going over there.
But
and I'll just leave it at that.
If we focus on the real issue, I think we agree. This is lunacy. The real issue is, the question is, who's going to blink first, the Democrats or Trump? Not the Democrats or the Republicans, the Democrats or Trump, which is lunacy. Why can't Trump blink? Somebody blink. We have tens of thousands of people that are unemployed. And to say $5 billion without an explanation and without any kind of plan, or I'm shutting down the government, it's just lunacy. I think Trump has to tell his Senate Republicans, let's get people back to work. We will work this out. They've approved $1.6 billion. Maybe they'll agree to $2.4 billion. But to sit there and sacrifice the career of people and the livelihood and the employment of these people is crazy. Trump said it weeks ago, I'm the one that's going to shut it down. And he's the one that has to bring it back. It's just crazy that this continues.
Yeah, I do think that we agree that this is crazy, but I don't agree that one side needs to blink before the other. I think we need to get to a place where the people can come together and have a compromise. It's not about who blinks first, and it's not about who wins or loses here. It's about who can reach a deal that's the best for the American people. Border security, there has always been 1.6, 1.7, something along those lines, billion for broad border security measures in pretty much every appropriation bill that has been put forth over the past couple of years.
Right,
and,
but here's
that's something that CBP that.
But here's the problem. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Here's the problem.
That's something that Border Patrol.
I think we agree on that. The problem is Donald Trump said $5 billion or bust. That's the problem here. It's not like, let's go to 1.8, let's go to 2.4. It's $5 billion or bust. He doesn't have a plan for the $5 billion. Then he says it's going to help with the drug trafficking, which has nothing to do with border walls. It has nothing to do with terrorism. When's the last time a terrorist came in from Mexican walls?
Wait.
It's nonsense, and it's frustrating because you have all these people who just aren't working. So forget the $5 billion or bust. Come down in a number. Be a diplomat, Donald
Pelosi
Trump.
is
And
not
let's-
even willing to say the word wall.
Yeah, but Pelosi. Yeah,
I
but
agree.
Pelosi
I
wants
think
$0. So that's my
listen.
point: is that they have got to come to an agreement in the middle.
I agree with you. Pelosi's on the other extreme, but let's not forget, 6 months ago, Senate did pass a bill to essentially allow for funding of the wall, and not as much as Donald Trump wants, and to actually let the government continue to work. And that's just.
I want to ask you both.
about.
You both have about 15 seconds to answer this. Do you think that Donald Trump digging in has any relationship to the Mueller investigation? Richard, you first, and the problems that Rudy Giuliani may be feeling as well.
I think Donald Trump is a master of deflection. I think Donald Trump, the more he can focus on something other than Mueller, the better he is. Whether it's Nancy Pelosi, whether it's Chuck Schumer, whether it's the wall, because that Mueller wall is starting to come in on him. And I think he's very good, complimenting him, at having the people focus on, if you will, other fights.
Lauren, 15 seconds. You agree?
I think this is all about 2020. I think we're in campaign season. He's got to play to the base. He promised them a wall and border security, and that is what we are seeing right now.
Lauren Claffey, Republican strategist, Richard Roth with the Roth Law Firm. Thank you both. We appreciate it. Great discussion.